If you're anything like me, you may have started your journey figuring, I need something different in my life. And you may be there right now where it's like, I want some sort of change in my life, but I just don't know how to actually do it. And then maybe you find information online about law of assumption, law of attraction, positive thinking, personal development that tells you, hey, here's how you can actually change your life. Here's how you can improve the way that you're living, feel better overall, focus on your own mental health. But the concepts are relatively abstract. And it makes it very difficult to understand how can I apply this to my own life in a very pragmatic way that makes sense and actually becomes part of the way that I behave, not some sort of thing that I do within 20 minutes of my day to try to get something better for me tomorrow. How can you become the person that you actually want to be? Not continue working towards it or trying to learn how to get there, but truly embody who you want to be. If that's where you are, I want to welcome you to Unleashing Happiness. I am your host, Cecilia Hendricks, and I truly come to this podcast, to my YouTube channel, to anything that I post online to say, hey, here's how you take these very abstract concepts and apply them practically to your life. And in a way that it becomes part of your everyday living and just the way that your brain is wired. I combine the woo-woo with the science so that you're able to take the correct actions to truly become the person that you want to be and to truly live the life that you want to lead. And today we're going to talk about just a couple little things that you can do to tweak the way that you're spending your morning and the way that you talk to yourself to have a better rest of your day. So I'm going to give you 3 things that you can start doing first thing tomorrow morning and how to set yourself up for success in those 3 things so that your day just goes better. My goal with every piece of content that I put out is that you walk away with some action to understand the step that you should take in order to improve your own life. Whether you're looking for something very, very specific in life or just an overall, I need to feel better. I want to enjoy more of life. I want to feel good when I go to bed. I'm tired of feeling tired. It's a little embarrassing to admit, but I spent a few years of my life thinking that if there was an afterlife and a heaven, that it sounded exhausting. That in order to live this life and then to die and have to continue on doing something else seemed exhausting to me. And it was a really weird feeling because I was like, I don't necessarily, it's not as if I wanted to pass away. I was not concerned with like unaliving myself or anything like that, but I just felt exhausted. I was like, every day I get up and I do the exact same thing. And although there's areas of my life that I absolutely love, like my family and my children, there's other areas I just kept thinking there has to be more to life than this. And truly, it was waking up every day, going to a job that I didn't feel that I was treated very well at, and that my coworkers were essentially bullies, to be honest, back at that time. I admittedly was becoming a person and a version of myself that I did not like. I didn't like the way that I was acting, so I knew that something had to change. I knew that I needed to expand my own world and change within myself so that I could feel better about the way that my life was going. And I didn't want to feel tired in those areas anymore. I wanted to feel more fulfilled. I wanted to enjoy what I was doing. So at that point, I had not learned about law of assumption or law of attraction. I just knew that I needed some sort of change. And I luckily did find change in the role of a new job. Although I found some of the same issues once again popped back up into my reality, which is not surprising knowing what I know now. But at the time, I still knew that I wanted something more out of life. I love being a mother. Being a mother is truly, I would say, my calling in life. I love my children. I love doing things with them. And there's other people who maybe don't get as much fulfillment out of motherhood. And I think these processes and these steps can help you find more of that fulfillment no matter where your life is, whether you're a parent, a non-parent, if you're working in an area that you're feeling completely unfulfilled, if you have unfulfilling relationships, if you're looking for a romantic partner, it all stems down to you really making changes in the way that you're living your life. And I'm going to be the first to admit that some of these are probably going to feel very woo-woo and very awkward and uncomfortable, especially when you first start. But I want you to start asking yourself this question. And it was one that a client actually told me he asked himself that I found just brilliant. And I loved the way that he put it. And it was like, well, is my old thinking and my old way of doing things getting me to the point that I want to be at? Is it getting me the life that I want? And when that answer is no, my current way of thinking, my current way of doing things, the current habits and routines that I keep are not actually producing the life that I want to have, then it is time to start making some changes. And you can start very small. It's actually ideal to start small. But remember that your current habits and the quality of your habits are producing your current life. And this can be looked at from a spiritual level, that what you are vibrating or what you're putting out is what you're attracting back, right? That like attracts like. So as you're pushing out this kind of unmotivated, uninspired, tired belief and feeling, that's kind of what you're getting back reflected from the world. So it just continues every single day. You wake up tomorrow, you do the same thing you did today. So you live the kind of same life that you led yesterday. And so then you just kind of continue this over and over and over. Or if you look at it from a personal development and the scientific tools that we've seen when we're working with like the neurology of our own brains, you are going to perceive the world based off of your own beliefs. So whether you believe that you are lucky or unlucky, that's what you're going to perceive, because our brains are designed to filter out all of this stuff that's coming at us every single day. We're only going to be able to take in so much. And so if you tell yourself, I am unlucky, I am unworthy, I am tired, I am exhausted, I am over it, your brain is going to be like, oh, let me continue to show you all the ways that you can be over it. And so today we're going to start with 3 things that you can do tomorrow that will really help you start to live a life that you feel better about. And again, it may feel kind of cheesy, but the point of this podcast is to teach you how to actually change your habits, change your mindset, and that then changes your life. And sometimes there is a little bit of like, trust me, bruh process in here where I just want you to, if you resonate with me, right? I get it if you don't, but find somebody that you feel good about what they're teaching and just give it a shot. Even if you're at a point that you are struggling to get up out of bed and to do anything, there are the tiniest little steps that you can do, and give yourself that pat on the back for doing something for yourself, for showing up for you, for taking a step today, no matter how small it is, to improve the way that you're living. And so the first thing that I want you to start doing in the morning is to begin your day with a morning mantra. It will feel very awkward at first, but as soon after opening your eyes, I would like for you to say something about your day that is good, that you're looking forward to. So you can either open your eyes and say, man, I'm so grateful that I have today off. I'm really looking forward to living this remarkable day. Today is going to be outstanding, and I'm going to recognize all the ways that it's outstanding. Today, I am going to feel love, and I'm going to pay attention to all the ways that I'm shown love. Today, I'm going to pay attention to all the abundance that's coming into my life. Pick one that really resonates with you. It is great if you're just starting to tell yourself that you have an intention to find these feelings, right? So let's say that you would like a loving relationship in your life. Wake up and say, I'm going to pay attention to all the ways that I'm shown love today. I intend to seek out, like a treasure hunt of my day, all the ways that I'm shown love. And it can be on the smallest of scales. Maybe your mom sends you a really nice text message, or a gentleman at the bank holds the door open for you when you walk in, or the woman in front of you buys your coffee. These are all ways of other people showing you love. And start to pay attention to the ways that you show yourself love. 1, I'm doing these 3 steps that Cecilia talked about to improve my life. That's something that I'm showing myself love. I'm going to say something nice to myself, or I dressed really well today. I took a fantastic shower. I brushed my teeth. All these things, you're going to go on a treasure hunt that is showing yourself love. Because when you care for yourself and you care for your body, you are showing yourself love, even if it's on the smallest of scale to start. So it's great to start doing a treasure hunt with your morning mantra. I intend to see all of the love that is in my life. I intend to pay attention to the small miracles that are in this world. I intend to pay attention to all the times that I just feel good, right? On the smallest of scale that I feel good. And starting your day like that just really frames your brain to say, yes, we're doing something today. We've got a task. We're going to do something, and it's new. Because when you're doing something new, your brain is going to start to rewire. You're going to start to pay attention to these things because you have become aware of the change that you want to make. It is a very small step. And if you need some help kind of remembering to do this in the morning, I recommend writing out a sticky note. So you can either put it like on your lamp that's right by your bed, or you can put it on the face of your phone, your bathroom mirror, something that reminds you to say your morning mantra, because the sooner you can say it after you wake up, the better. And then eventually it'll start to become kind of just normal and it'll feel a little bit better to do it. I do say that if you're going to do these, which I really hope that you do, give yourself 30 days. Put 30 days of effort into doing these 3 things each morning. That can be the only thing that you change in your life, but try it and see how you feel at the end of the 30 days. And I would love to hear from you. So if you try this and you're like, yes, this is fantastic, please shoot me a note. Let me know. My email is unleashinghappiness@ceciliahendricks.com. If you have any questions about it too, you can always reach out with those as well. I would love to hear from you. I always love to hear from everybody. And if you're listening on YouTube, you can just pop it down into the comments below. And that kind of leads us to our second one, which is to spend the first morning of your day off of your phone. So I do believe that there is a lot of people that really struggle with their phone. They grab it and they start going through it every single morning. First thing, I have witnessed this in myself. I have witnessed it in multiple clients, and I have definitely witnessed it in my own loved ones. And I want you to make an effort to spend the first hour of your day off of screens. So not just using the computer because you're not on your phone, which I have done, trying to give myself some sort of little like loophole. And I was like, what are you doing? Like, you know what you're doing. Stop it. But spend an hour of your morning off of your phone. If you are struggling with this, here's 2 things that you can do. 1, start in 15-minute increments. Nobody is judging you for this process. This is for you to improve your own life, for you to feel really good. And what this does for you when you stay off of your phone is that you are replacing these dopamine hits that we get from checking our phone, whether you realize them or not. And remember, dopamine is not a feel good chemical in your brain. It's actually the do it more chemical, right? So dopamine is telling you, ooh, do that again. Ooh, do that again. So I can get another hit. Do it again. And dopamine is fantastic. It is part of what like makes us encouraged to continue with working out or walking or doing things that are good for us as well and feel good, because you have a release of endorphins. And then that dopamine is like, yeah, we want to do that again and again. But you get small hits of it from your phone. So when you're checking constantly, you are kind of numbing yourself to the other feelings that you could have. And it can lead to just feeling down and out about things. And it also hurts your productivity and your focus for the rest of the day. So I do encourage you to try to make this a habit in your life. It is remarkable the changes that this makes. It's a very, very small shift, but it makes a remarkable change. I can physically tell and mentally tell how much better I feel when I'm able to spend time away from my phone in the morning and start my day with other activities, right? It just makes my day go so much better. And I've heard this from other people as well. They're like, man, this made a much bigger change in my world than I would have expected it to. And again, you can start with 15-minute increments and just build up and be like, man, yes, I'm doing it. I'm building this up for myself. I'm doing this for me. I am really changing the life that I'm leading with these very small steps in my morning. And a great way to remind yourself that you're doing this is either remove your phone from where it normally charges. So it's outside of your room, maybe like all the way downstairs in the kitchen or something like that. So it's not right next to you when you wake up. Then when you reach for it, because we all have habits that happen subconsciously. So if you reach for it and it's not there, you trigger your mind to think, yes, I'm doing something different today. I'm trying something else. Another one that works well is just leaving a note on top of your phone. So like maybe your morning mantra is written on top of your phone in a sticky note, because grabbing it and feeling that sticky note, you're like, oh yeah, I'm doing something different. You just want to kind of give yourself a little trigger cue that your mind's like, yes, okay, I remember now. I need to do something else. And the third one for these small mindset and habit shifts that we are making over the next 30 days is to do some mirror affirmations. And I know these sound a little crazy, right? And trust me, if you are anything like me, it is going to feel so weird when you first start doing it. I'm just going to put that out there. So don't think you're doing doing anything wrong. It just feels a little awkward at first, but I want you to say 3 nice things to yourself in the mirror and end it with telling yourself that I love you. So you can either say, I love me, I love you. We are definitely showing up, and I always refer to myself as a we. I'm not entirely sure why. I think maybe higher self, ego, I have no idea, but I say we a lot. So I'm like, we are showing up today. I am doing absolutely remarkable. I feel so good about the day that I'm about to have. I am creative. I am smart. I am beautiful. I am funny. I am caring. I am thoughtful. Trust me, I say way more than 3 things to myself nice in the mirror. And I have shared before, and I'll share again, I often do it actually naked because I have had a lot of body image issues growing up and have really kind of been very hard on my own personal body. And so doing it naked and talking to myself has really made me appreciate this figure that I have, this body that I have, what it does for me every single day. And it really has shifted the way that I perceive my own body with all the lumps and bumps that are there, things that may be considered imperfections that I just love. And all these imperfections make up beautiful me. And I feel really, really good about that. And so that is something that you could try as well. It's totally up to you. But what you may find is that when you first get started, coming up with 3 feels a little awkward and uncomfortable. But eventually you'll be like, oh man, now I'm telling myself like 20 of them. And it's fine. We should learn how to love ourselves. I don't know when this shift happened, essentially kind of in society, that I've seen that loving yourself and feeling good about who you are is kind of frowned upon at times. And I do think we're seeing a shift away from that, thankfully, because we should love who we are. We are the center of everything that we experience. And you do not have to beat yourself up in order to relate to other people. And I see that a lot as well, where it's like, well, I need to relate to them, so I'm going to also talk about myself. And I've had many relationships in the past where that is something that happened. And I got stuck in a cycle of like misery loves company, coming from me, coming from them, and just feeding off of each other. And you don't need to do that. You should embrace feeling good about who you are. You get to live in this body. You get to experience things from these set of eyes. You get to experience things from this POV, right? And you should learn how to love those parts and see you as a full human being. So I do hope that you will try these 3 things. I would love to hear how it works out for you. And again, you can add more to this morning routine, but these are a really quick, easy way to start. It should take you less than 5 minutes in the morning to do the morning mantra and the mirror affirmations. And then staying off your phone just for an hour. Remember, you can start in 15-minute increments and just build up to it. But these are very easy things that you can build into your life that start to really shift the way you see yourself and the way that you spend your days. So again, I hope that you try this. I hope that you enjoy it. And I certainly know that if you do it, you will start to see positive shifts in your life. You'll actually be kind of surprised that you'll wake up one day and say, whoa, there is some really cool stuff happening here because I'm going on these treasure hunts. I'm speaking nicer to myself and I'm staying away from my phone and instead focusing internally on my own personal feelings. So I wish you nothing but the best. I hope you have an absolutely beautiful week, and I will be back next Monday. I apologize that these have been a little sporadic and off for the past couple weeks, but I am definitely back on track now. So I know this is publishing on a Tuesday, but they will start on their Monday schedule next week. And also join me on YouTube if you would like to follow more of my video content. I don't do these currently video. I am looking at moving into that, but I just haven't had the bandwidth quite yet to be able to do that. But I do also post videos to my YouTube channel, which is Unleashing Happiness. So you can find me there. I hope you have a beautiful week and I wish you nothing but the best.